Hey folks, Randy here doing Cut and Trim. So I had something happen today, and I really wanted to stop and tell you guys about it, just because I did. And I'm be warned, this is more of a Christian themed video. So this morning I woke up like I normally do. I got up at 4:30, and I woke up this morning and I just felt an urge. I usually run my day a specific way, and without going into the whole thing, I start making my lunch around like 6:15, and then 6:15, I make my lunch and I'm out the door by 6:45, so I can be on the first lawn at 7. So this morning, for whatever reason, I was just like, if my son wakes up, I really want to spend some focused time with him this morning. A lot of times I don't see him till I get home from work, and just I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was just like, if he wakes up, I want to spend some focused time with him, because I enjoy spending time with my kid. And so first thing I did in the morning was I made my lunch, which I normally don't do. So my lunch was made around 5 or whatever, and I did my office stuff, and sure enough, my son woke up. And so I hung out with him for a little bit, and we messed around and played and whatever. And then I finished getting ready for work, and around 6:15 I was like, you know what, all my stuff is ready. I'm all dressed. All I gotta do is put my boots on and head out the door. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put all my stuff in the truck, so I'm all ready to go. And I'm gonna go sit in the truck with my son. I'm gonna go sit on the couch with my son, because he was looking a little sleepy, and I'll hang out with him till I need to leave. So I did all that, hopped on the couch. He curled up next to me and snuggled me, and I don't know. I was sitting there, and I'm a very regimented guy. Like I'm going somewhere with this, but I need to do things the way I need to do them at the time I need to do them. So I'm normally out of the house at 6:45, but for some reason today I decided, you know what, I'm gonna sit here and snuggle with this kid for as long as he wants. I'm self-employed, and which means I get to do what's important, and spending time with my son's important. So if I gotta work a little later, that's fine. I get to do that. So we sat there, and I thought he was going to fall asleep, but he caught a second wind, and after a little while he got up and started and went to play in his room, and it was 7:05, so I was leaving the house 20 minutes later than I want to, which 20 minutes, that means I'm a full lawn behind on my schedule. So that's maddening to me. So I just had to keep reminding myself, family's more important, it's fine. But it meant I was doing everything at not the time I normally would have done. So I do my first 2 yards, there's no problem. I get to my 3rd yard, and normally I'd be at this 3rd yard at like 8 a.m. This time I was there around like 8:25, 8:30. And it's an older couple, and they're one of the few customers we have that doesn't pay by credit card on file. And so I was out trimming, and then I noticed she had come outside to pay me, and so I shut everything off, and she handed me the money. We talked for a second, don't remember what we said, and then she turned around to go inside. I turned around and put my headphones back in, go back to work. And as I'm doing that, about 5 seconds in, I hear a scream. And so I yank my headphones out, and I turn around just in time to see, she's in her 70s, this customer. I see her falling backwards and smack her head right on the concrete on her driveway. And so I dropped the trim and run over there. The scream I had heard, I didn't realize this at the time, there's these ladies that worked across the street, and they work in like with people with brain injuries. And they just happened to be there. They were going to be out in the field all day. They just happened to be there at that exact moment. And so I ran over there, and she seemed like she was okay, but she was bleeding. She actually was bleeding from her head. And so talked to her. She seemed like she was coherent, and the women that were across the street were like, you need to call out, you need to go to the hospital, you need to get checked out, you need, and my customer was saying, no, I don't want to, and I just said, you know what, how about this, I'm gonna call 911. The ambulance will come, they'll be able to check you out, you can always say no, if you want to say no, you can say no, and but I'm gonna call 911. And so we did, and the ambulance came, and yada yada. But I was thinking about that later. If I hadn't been late today, if I hadn't been late today, we would have interacted at a different time. And so if it had been at that different time, those ladies wouldn't have been there. When I was walking away from her, I was trimming the last little bit, and I was going to grab the mower. It would have been a solid 60, 75 seconds before I turned around again and saw her laying on the ground. And those women that initially alerted me that there was anything going on, they wouldn't even have been there if I'd gone there at my normal time. And so I realized that when I woke up this morning, and you don't, if you don't believe in God, I mean, that's fine, but I believe what I'm about to say to be true. I woke up this morning and God had a plan for what I was going to do today, and it required me to be a little late. And He knew that the only way I was going to be late for anything is if I was going to be spending time with my son. And so God set all that up so that when this woman did come out, she would be taken care of, that there would be somebody immediately able to make sure that she was okay, and call the proper the ambulance and stuff. And so when things aren't going the way you're wanting them to go, or your plan's all out of whack, man, I mean, it's very possible God ordained that because there's something that He needs you to do at a specific time, and this is the only way It can make it happen. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I take what you want from it. It was just kind of a wild situation, and I wanted to share. I'll try and make the title for this video not too clickbaity. I don't know. The police were called. The authorities were called. The ambulance was called. I don't know. But I gotta get back to work because, like I said, I'm behind, and I just stopped to make a almost 8-minute long video, so I gotta get back at it. So this is Randy with Doolin Cut and Trim. Hope that you enjoyed this, and hope you got something from it. Have a good one.